Hi guys, Ronnie here and welcome to the workshop. Today I'm going to show you my new bike, which to be honest I didn't expect to get at all, but a couple of weeks ago a customer came in looking for an SL8 and he took a test ride on mine, really liked it, and I wanted to get off it, so for a brief period I was stuck without a road bike, which is a bit of a problem regarding training. So I had to do most of it on the indoor trainer and the time trial bike. And in terms of sourcing another new road bike, I just really needed something that fits me, is available quickly, and that I actually like. So my ultimate goal would have been the Colnago Y1Rs, but yeah, the availability of those is really sketchy. We do have some coming into stock probably by the time you see this video, so be sure to check those out. But sourcing those is really not easy, and since we're also working with Pinarello now from this year, I just looked up Dogma F in my size that was available right from the Italian stock with no delays whatsoever, so this is it. This is the newest iteration of the Dogma F in Luster blue color with Shimano Durace Ti2. That was an important thing for me because that's the group set of my preference, and it was just easier this way. So first let me show you what you actually get when you buy a bike like this, box standard from the factory. We don't generally do this, most often we do custom builds, but yeah, this one is maybe an exception. So in front of me you can see the unboxed bike and how it arrives, and everything else basically is set aside in these boxes. So obviously you do get a wheel set. With this particular model you have the option of Princeton or these DT Swiss Arc 1400s in the 50mm depth. Pretty good wheels for sure, fitted with the MT900 brake rotors, but this is not what I'm going to use. So these will go straight for sale, or maybe fitted to a customer's bike. Yeah, then obviously we have the frame, fork, and painted to match seat post for the Dogma, which I think is one of the most beautiful touches of this frame set. Really light as well, and a cool party trick with the 3D printed titanium rail clamp. Really neat. So that's something I really like about this frame set. You do get most links to saddle in 143mm width. This is likely made by Sella Italia based on the looks of it, and yeah, it's just a modern short nose design. Actually, some of my customers use these on bikes other than Pinarello and really like them, so yeah, probably a good saddle, although I have my own already, which I'm going to show you. So yet again, this is one of the parts that will go straight on sale. As part of the group set, we obviously have the Durace Di2 levers, so no surprises there. Then we get the Pinarello mystery box. Not really sure what this contains. Wow. Yeah, so it appears that just like Colnago did recently with their bikes, now we also get a Pinarello branded authenticity card. Yeah, nice touch. So then we'll go on to register this. Okay, that's not all that important at this point. We have some Most bar tape, which some people like. I have other preferences, so again, this will not be used. And then some Pinarello branded Elite bottles and Most branded cages. Again, same story there. It's good stuff, but it's not what I'm going to put on there. And then we of course have the tubeless valves for the wheels, some valve stickers to prevent rattling, although it will be a tubeless setup anyway, a whole bunch of manuals, and the Shimano Di2 charger, and the brake bits, the olives and pad inserts, but nothing too exciting, so I'll not go on about unboxing this any further. The only real other thing of interest here is the accessory box. So with the frame you get 2 sets of spacers. So these ones, these larger ones, are used in case you are spacing the handlebar from underneath to increase your stack. And then you get separate ones which enable you to space out the stereo tube from the top in case you want to go lower but you don't want to cut your stereo tube yet. So that's kind of cool. These spacers, the lower ones at least, are split, so you can remove and install them without bleeding the bike and cutting up the brake hoses. Then we got the clamps for the handlebar, or the stem more accurately. We've got the seat post clamp, which is now fully internal and lives inside here. Yep, right in there. I don't want to drop it in there, but I think you can guess from that. And we got some Most branded carbon grip paste, and that's pretty much it. One thing I believe they really should have included is a computer mount. I would definitely take that over the bottle cages and bottles, but this is how it is. Nothing is perfect, unfortunately. So yeah, as you can see, the bike is mostly pre-built, and basically what it needs is the handlebar to be fitted with the seat post adjusted and the bleed. Although me being me will change a few more parts I'm going to show you in a minute, so it will just go on to be more disassembled from this point. So let's have a look at those said parts. The handlebar is quite a unique point of this bike, and I have to be honest, at first when I was thinking about getting a bike like this instead of the Tarmac, it put me off because of the sizing. So this is a stock handlebar that comes with the 515 size Dogma F, and it's labeled as 42/100, which normally would be unacceptable for me. Normally I ride quite a narrow handlebar, 35, 36, maybe 37 maximum, and because of the proportions that I have, I also need a relatively long stem, so usually for a bike of this geometry around 30. And by the looks of it, this combination is not really available from Pinarello itself. With other brands that's not really an issue, because the Tarmac, for example, that can use any aftermarket handlebar, basically, if you just create the right headset spaces of it. And since it's a very popular bike, a lot of companies do, so there are countless options and variations on this. Actually, I've even made a separate video about it. But this new Dogma F uses an ovalized stereo tube to help cable routing, which means that it doesn't accept any standard handlebar, only theirs. And that leaves me going back to the sizes. Now this size is really misleading, and I didn't realize this until we started building these bikes up for customers. You see, the 42 label which would normally mean in every other brand the center to center distance of the tops of the handlebar. Not in this case though. In this case the 42 centimeters refers to the widest point edge to edge at the drops, and this, as you can see, is a flared handlebar. The width at the hoods actually is close to something like 36 centimeters. Even if you just look at the bar, it's tiny. So all this time I thought that this bar is unacceptable for me, while in reality it is pretty much perfect. So there you have it. Although this size, regarding the length, isn't really perfect. To replace it, I've ordered the same handlebar, of course, in 130. But at this point there are even some aftermarket options. So I know that Spico, which is a company that I work with, makes custom bars for the Dogma F now. And Dorimo, which is another brand that does custom handlebars, they also do those very lightweight ones from carbon. But I really like the shaping, the drops, they're really thin, and just the general design of this bar, so I just stuck with the standard one. Obviously, if you buy a complete bike and then change the handlebar size to fit, obviously cost-wise it's not the best option, so in most cases I would recommend building a bike like this up from the ground up. But since we're a shop, this is the part I can sell as new, and yeah, I just really need to do it this way to speed up the process. So that's the handlebar covered. Now let's have a look at some other things. So first let's talk about the cranks. I haven't actually checked what's in there as stock. So let's see. Yeah, it's a 170mm Dura-Ace crank with a 5034, actually a compact. I probably wouldn't have expected that on a bike like this. But again, that's not something that I would use. And obviously I need a power meter for my training, so with that I'm sticking to the trusty Power2 Max NG SL. And yeah, this is a unit that I've been using for, well, not this particular one, but the model itself since 2022, and I really like it. It has an internal rechargeable battery. It's made in Germany, bulletproof, reliability and precision, so definitely a good option. These will be paired with proper race spec 5440 Shimano chainrings, as I always tend to run, and will be fitted to Cybrei carbon cranks in a 165mm length, because, well, this is what I generally use on road bikes. This particular version is the newer one with the 24mm spindle, which makes fitment a lot more easy, because, well, basically there's no bike where you can't fit 24mm spindle. But to keep the weight down, it's actually made of titanium, so it's a really trick part. And the reason we use Cybrei is because with most traditional brands it's quite hard to get various sizes or or a good range of sizes that are quickly available and also lightweight and stiff and anything you need, and they just do all of it. So in the beginning of this year it's a brand that we started selling, and it's a really great option that we've used on a lot of builds. So if you want to upgrade your cranks or just to go shorter, then I'll link the shop link in the description below. So that's the cranks. They will spin on Ceramicspeed coated bottom bracket, again for 24mm, and this being a Pinarello, it uses the Italian threaded BB style. Coated bearings inside, these tend to last a whole lot, and with the winter coming up you need that weather resistance. Bottom bracket covered, and then a few more details. So sticking with the handlebar, my favorite bar tape, the Silicon Nastro Piloti, which is a very thin 1.8mm handlebar tape. I have small hands, so this is what I prefer to use. Then sprint shifters, which generally I use on my road bikes. These are from Shimano. It will go in the drops. Then a few more things from Frames and Gear, which is also a brand that we started selling this year. They make some good stuff. So one of my must-haves on any bike is a direct mount derailleur hanger. This particular one also finished in a polished aluminum, looks rather cool. Also, actually a neat thing about this frame is that the wire is guided through this little channel, so you don't need to mess around with rubber plugs in the frame, which is really, really neat. We have some titanium brake caliper bolts, also from Frames and Gear. These standard ones from Shimano tend to corrode quite a bit, so I prefer to use this. Also really neat parts. Black anodized as well. Then to make up for the deficiency of the delivery of this bike, we have some, or well, not some, but we have the Frames and Gear adjustable computer mount for the most handlebar. And yeah, I would like to highlight the fact that it is now adjustable, because the standard one for most isn't. And because of that, it often sits at quite an awkward angle when you put the computer on it. And this one you can adjust so it's nice and flush with the handlebar. So definitely a good upgrade over the standard one. So in the end it's not actually a problem that they don't include it. So we have that. Oh yeah, then bottle cages. So I've been using these Carbon Works bottle cages for, well, really long time, I think 5 to 6 years at least. And they look cool, they definitely match this bike, and they're super light. So a pair of these will go on there. As always, some more cool bits. Yet another company that I started working with this year is Six Wheel, and they make some really exquisite stuff from titanium, so I'm going to show you a few more of these. So this is the front brake caliper mount, made out of titanium, with the corresponding bolts of course. Then we have some ridiculously light through axles, which I forgot to open beforehand. Yeah, so these are basically half the weight of the standard aluminum ones, so really cool stuff. front and rear, of course. And probably the neatest part from them is this titanium cassette, which, well, the steel versions I've already been using on my previous road and time trial bikes, and it performs really well. This one is the titanium version, so basically the lower part of the cluster is made out of titanium. The top two sprockets are machined aluminum, and yeah, it's a ridiculously light piece of kit. Saves around 40 to 50 grams over Shimano Durace, I believe, so yeah, that's a huge chunk. And unlike other aftermarket cassettes, it actually works, so it shifts flawlessly with the Shimano drivetrain. And yeah, looks really cool as well. Comes in this specially made wooden box as well, just to keep the blink factor up. Some more titanium bling at the pedals as well. I've already mentioned these on the channel a few times. Hopefully we are getting really close to getting them into serious production now. So these are my special DLC coated Wahoo Speedplay pedals. I've been using them for months, and yeah, there's no discernible wear like with other titanium parts, so I'm really happy with this one. These don't have the ceramic bearings because I used them on the road bike for a lot of training, but they do have the titanium spindles, step plate and bolts to save a bit of weight. Those are the pedals, and then the final thing is the WOV saddle, which I've had on my Tarmac already. This is a new one. The one I had there actually was a prototype. This one has been refined a bit, so you've got a slightly different shape at the nose, then some added material, added material here at the bottom edge, so it doesn't chafe against your shorts. And the foam is quite a bit softer, at least judging from this very scientific pressure test. Yeah, and of course the rails have been now thickened to 7 times 9 mil. Previously they were 7 times 7 round, so now it's more in line with other carbon saddle offerings. Yeah, so I believe that's pretty much it. Now we'll just quickly build the bike up and get it ready to go. Honestly, I'm really excited to have a go because I haven't had a proper road bike for almost 3 weeks now, so yep. Of course I will report to the findings regarding the bike itself, so if you're interested in that, make sure to subscribe on the channel. And if you want your own bike set up with all of these goodies built exactly to your specification, then of course don't hesitate to contact us via the links below. Thanks for watching and see you next time.